Hello, Kit fans. Welcome back. We are talking kit. As always, on a Wednesday, we are here to get our rank on. The rank bank is full this week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Play on words. I'm getting into it. James. The rank bank is full. We are here to rank 10 kits. This is what we do every Wednesday at 8 p.m. live. And there's only two of us, as you can probably see. He may make a late appearance off the substitutes bench. Heard nothing yet so far. But as always, I am Double A. And next to me, there we go, is James, as always. How are we doing, James? You all right?
Very good, very good. In light of the Europa League final being in Seville, Real Betis had to be won. Not really got a dog in this fight tonight for the final, but it is on in the background. Just why not? Looking forward to this as well. Like this, despite the big match on, it's not stopping me ranking my kits today with yourself.
It's stopping you looking at the camera, though, isn't it?
A little bit, but we'll try and not do that.
As long as your attention's here, that's all I care about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you weren't here last week, was you? You missed last week.
I was here last week, Aaron.
Was it?
Thankfully, I was one who had reliable Wi-Fi last week.
It was. Oh yeah, that's it. It was Sean that wasn't here.
So memorable was my appearance last week.
No. I've honestly tried to just blank that show out of my mind. That was the worst. The worst. Well, I say that. Do you remember I used to do radio, and you did it with me for a little bit. So my very first show on radio, live radio, something similar happened. Technical difficulties, the music, the system, Myriad, it used to be called, just absolutely crashed. No music playing whatsoever. As you know, my good friend AT, who I always used to do the show with, not very good under pressure, so I had to leave him to just talk while I went upstairs to try and find someone to try and reboot this system so we could have a little bit of music. Came back and I still couldn't tell you. I don't know what he was talking about. It could have been literally anything. I said, right, just talk about some of the features we're doing, whatever. Just say anything. I'm sure he came down. He was talking. I think he was listing Marvel films or DC films that he liked, or something like comics. What is going on? Let's talk about anything.
I know AT quite well. But the thing is, with last week, so you're the guy with the scores. So you've got all the pictures, all the images, all the scores. If you go, we are talking amongst ourselves.
This is it. And by all accounts, you did a great job. So that's all I can say thank you for, really. And we made a joke out of it. I was popping in and out with different shirts all the time. So there was that at least. But fingers crossed, Mosley and the weather stays okay this week, and we're not having the similar issues. So thanks for joining us. If you are watching along with us tonight, as always, if you haven't already, make sure you're hitting that like button on the video, sharing it with your kit-loving friends. Or if they don't love kits, share it with them anyway. They might become involved in kits just as much as we. And hit the subscribe button. That's what we want you to do. Again, same as last week. We're so close to 200 subscribers now, Jake. I think it's 2. So if there's 2 of you watching that aren't subscribed, just hit a cheeky subscribe. That's all we're asking for. Costs nothing, obviously, as we always say, and it helps us become better. It does. It means everything. You know what I mean? So it's me and James tonight. The diva is not here. He's that much of a diva. He's thrown a hissy fit. He's just decided, no, not this week. I'm off in a trailer with my white Labrador puppies.
The kitsman, more like the quitsman. He's not quit. He's not quit. He will be back. But he's a very busy man. He's a very busy man. He's been sending me messages all day, worried. Oh, I'm not gonna make it, man. I said, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I'm sure we can survive 1 week without you. Don't. Yeah, without those, we'll miss the truth nuggets that he likes to throw in every now and then. But I'm sure we'll be all right.
I'm sure we'll get past it, which I'm sure we will. So yeah, it's 3 of us this evening, and we've brought someone back. It was great on the first episode that it was out. Again, I was trying to tell you before which episode it was. I would say I think it was the World Cup 98 keeper kits, I think it was. He'll be able to tell us. He's got a great shirt on tonight as well. He's put us both to shame. It is John doing kits. Good evening, mate. Are you okay?
Evening, yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah, it was the World Cup 98 goalkeepers episode.
I know my rankers. I'm telling you, I know my rankers.
He knows a ranker when he sees one.
Exactly. Yeah, you said it better. Yeah. Great shirt tonight. That's
yeah.
I'm gonna say my favorite United shirt of all time. Home shirt of all time.
It's definitely one of my, other than the 93, 94 with the laces collar. I'd say this is my favorite. It brings back memories of happier days, obviously, and Eric scoring that classic goal against Liverpool in the 96 final.
Like an arrow, just straight through, just flailing legs, and
And you mentioned that, and if you don't know already, that is what this week's theme is all about. World Cup. I wish you know it's not. FA Cup winners from the last. Well, it's a long time because what I've done is the way I've done it. Obviously, Liverpool winning the FA Cup the weekend just gone. So I picked 10 winners. So I had to go back until obviously there's a lot of teams that win it. Arsenal have won it quite a few times over the last few years. So rather than just go back 10 years, I've just done 10 single winners. So there's no doubles in there. Arsenal only appear once, as well as other teams. So it goes up until 1991. So you're looking at 31 years of the FA Cup. But like you say, that was a great final. Obviously, where he hit it from as well is it's mad to think.
Yeah, it's behind him, isn't it? It's like behind him.
Yeah, but even on the pitch, like he's almost had the area, and it's got through all them bodies and managed to go in. It was a great goal and worthy of winning any final from the King, obviously. So if you, I say, is that your favourite FA Cup memory, John? You'd say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was young at the time. I was 15 at the time, so not that young.
Sure.
And obviously, there's been a few United FA Cup finals that are fairly memorable, but that along with the 99, I think the 99 FA Cup final almost gets forgotten about because obviously with the Champions League final and everything. But that was a great performance as well. But yeah, I remember watching that one, and obviously having lost the previous year against Everton 1-0 as well, having been robbed, also been robbed of the league title a couple of weeks before that as well. It was nice to bounce back that season with the double.
Was that the same cup final where Liverpool had those rascal cream suits?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Spice Boys. Yeah.
Deserved to lose, to be honest.
Yeah.
We did. James, for you, FA Cup memories. I'm guessing 99's going to be up there for you.
99. You know what? John's made a good point there because I forgot about that. It was Newcastle, wasn't it? Scholes and Sheringham scored.
Yeah.
And it was almost like not arrogantly, but it was almost like Newcastle just in the way. It was like, let's just get this game out of the way, and then it's the Champions League final. So it was sort of overlooked a little bit. It's a good point that you made there. I mean, not strictly a final, but the 99 semi-final replay is special. An emotional night, Aaron. I'm sure you'll agree. We both watched that together, didn't we? So
yeah, I've said it. I don't know if I've said it on here or I've said it previously. Obviously, I cried when Schmeichel saved that penalty.
I cried when it was conceded, and you cried when it was saved. It was emotional. Yeah.
Don't you ever leave? And now I hate him. So it's funny how it goes, isn't it? But personally, I think my favourite FA Cup final is the one I remember most. It was the 94, I think the 4-0 against Chelsea, where we was wearing the lace shirt. Cantona had 2 penalties. I think I like that one so much is because back then I was a few years younger than you, John, but I had, do you remember when you used to get the season review on VHS, and I just used to watch them and watch them. And that was always in there. I just remember that one. So yeah, that's probably my favourite, but there's been loads of great finals. You even look at the Liverpool West Ham in the noughties, great final. Even the first one at the new Wembley, wasn't it? Chelsea when they beat United, Drogba scoring a goal, I think it was 1-0. There's been some. I think you would say it has lost a bit of a magic, but And that final over the weekend did nothing to sort of reignite that flame. But yeah, that's what we've chosen. We've gone with 10 FA Cup winners kits. Like I say, so there's no doubles. There's only 10 single teams in there. So we'll kick on and we'll start with the team. Well, I say the team at 10th. So we have got two. The joint ninth. They both scored 17 points overall. The first one is, speaking of Chelsea, it's this one. It's the Chelsea home shirt. And obviously they won the FA Cup in 2018, which was a 1-0 win over Manchester United down at Wembley. It was Hazard penalty, wasn't it? Given away by Phil Jones.
Yeah, Phil Jones.
Down. So you knew it was happening. So 17 points overall. I had it last in my list. I'm not a fan. Blue shirt with a Chelsea badge on. It looks very templated, not for me. Josh also had it dead last. Sean weirdly had it third on his list. Not sure what he's seen in this shirt to make him rank it so high. John, we'll go with you as well, because you were in agreement with myself and Josh having it bottom of the pile. So, yeah, tell us what you thought of this shirt from Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad shirt as such. It's okay, but just a blue t-shirt, isn't it? Really, it's not very imaginative from Nike, especially when you consider some of their other efforts. Yeah. But I think you're always going to struggle with teams like Chelsea, United, Liverpool, teams who've traditionally got just one colour. You're always going to struggle a little bit to come up with anything a bit different for the home kit. Anyway, so but they look like they put absolute minimal effort into this, not giving it any thought whatsoever. So yeah, it's like I say, it's okay, but completely forgettable, isn't it?
Yeah. Would you say you put it last? A little bit hurt still from that final as well?
Yeah, definitely. It was. There was a few other teams that I wanted to put last as well, just for sour grapes as well.
I can imagine. I actually sold my ticket for this. I had the ticket for this final, and I'm happy I sold it. Went to the semi-final as well, which was a great game against Spurs. That 2-1 win. But yeah, I didn't go to this. I'm happy I didn't. James, you had it. Am I right thinking you had it? Fifth in your list, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't last for me. Middle of the road for me, I think, this one.
Yeah, fifth overall for you. Yeah.
Yeah. We've mentioned it's plain and stuff. I think plain can still be done badly. I think the badge and the Nike logo are not pieces. The sponsor isn't overdone, isn't, too awful and ridiculous. On some kits, it can sort of overshine it. So yeah, I take on board it's not the best kit. Not even really been ambitious with like the sleeves or the collar, but it's an all right kit. It's not offending me. It's not like they've got a crazy logo in the middle or try to do something too flamboyant. So yeah, middle of the road for me.
Yeah, and there we go. There's Hazard scoring that penalty against United in the final. We'll move on because joint ninth overall, 17 points is the Chelsea home shirt. Like I say, winning that final in 2018 against Manchester United. Joining them in ninth, it's another Nike team. The final from 2019, the Manchester City home shirt from that season. They won the final 6-0 against Watford. Absolute drubbing in that final for Pep Guardiola's team. Only getting 17 points as well, though. We'll look through the scores. Ninth for me. Again, very templated. Almost looks similar to the 2016-17 shirt for me. Not much change from that. Not a fan of the low stooping collar with the button. Just looks a bit odd. Sean had this fourth overall. I think it's the blue. I think he's really emphasizing the blue for stop point, I think, with some of these scores. Josh had it seventh on his list. And the two of you, I think, agreed with me as well. Both had it ninth in your respective list. Let's go with you first then, James. Yeah, tell us what you thought of the Etihad Club's home shirt and FA Cup winning shirt from this season.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned about the Chelsea shirt. At least it was just all one colour as a block colour. Don't like the sleeves on this, like sort of that grainy sort of almost like it's just scribbled in lazily. I agree with you. The collar and the button, it's almost like it's going to sort of grow into a polo shirt. Not really a fan of that. It's not like City have had some good kits in recent years. This isn't one of them. This is probably one of the worst ones in recent times, and that's why, 9th for me.
Yeah, this almost look wet from far away. That picture that you can see there. Don't know why, or greasy or something. Like they've had Vaseline rubbed all over them instead of on the bit here that Patrick Vieira used to do. Andy's up with a comment. He's saying Nike templates. I mean, some Nike templates. Sometimes Nike templates are great. Go back and watch the T90 episode. It's a great Nike template. But this one, wasn't a great one. John, do you tend to agree? Like, obviously, you've had it 9th as well. It's just not a great templated shirt, or maybe not a great templated shirt in regards to City.
Yeah, it was. To be honest with you, it was a toss-up between this one and Chelsea for 10th spot. This one, for me, came out a little bit higher because there is a bit of design there, in terms of that sort of weird wavy thing that's going on the sleeves.
Yeah.
But the thing that really, really ruins it for me, again, is that collar. It's just bizarre. It's not sure if it wants to be a V-neck, a crew neck, a polo, whatever it is. And just that one button, I always thought it looks like it's just going to fall apart. That button looks like it's just going to just pop off, and it's just, I don't even know what it is then. Even when you see the players in it, it looked weird when it was on as well. So it's just a bit of a strange old mix, really.
Yeah, just a bit. There we go. City celebrating that win at the Etihad, at Wembley, the 6-0 win against Watford. One redeeming thing, I don't mind the name set on it. I think that looks all right. But other than that, there's not much to say about it. I think we're all in agreement, especially us three. We all put it 9th on our list, so we got it bob on. So it's the City home shirt from 2019, winning the FA Cup 6-0 against Watford down at Wembley. That getting only 17 points. We'll move on to the shirt that came 8th, only beating those two by 1 point, getting 18 overall. And it's a team that actually beat Manchester City in the final. It is the Wigan away shirt, I think it is, from 2013 final. Obviously, they beat City 1-0 down at Wembley. Against the odds, it's a strange one, I think. But it was obviously one team that should have been there. 7th overall for me, just because his worst shirts in the list. Sean had it 8th. He's not seems to be a fan. Josh agreed with Sean. He also had it 8th in his list. Now let's kick off with you then, John, shall we? Because you had it quite high up. You had it 4th.
Yeah,
in your list.
Yeah, for me, any black shirt is always going to rank highly with me. I do like black shirts, and I like that sort of that black and yellow combo. It is very plain, and there's not a great deal going on, but it's just a color combination for me. And when you look a bit closer, like the pattern, it's got that sort of like hexagon pattern in it, which is quite nice. But it's got the betting sponsor as well, which is never a good thing.
No,
and that does sort of catch the eye a bit. But like I say, black shirts are always a winner for me.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The color combination is definitely nice. I like the fact sometimes I don't like it when a badge isn't its normal colors, but it does look quite nice there. There's certain teams, you mentioned the betting sponsor. There's certain teams that you just associate with betting sponsors. Wigan is always seems to be one of them. Wigan, Newcastle, and Villa, I think, as well. The 3 teams I just always associate with betting sponsors. Hopefully not for so much longer, though. James, you had this dead last in your list. What you're not a fan of?
Well, I mean, is it? I want to say McCarthy or MacArthur is wearing it.
I think that. Yeah.
Look at his face. It's like, right, today, mate, it's part of your contract. Get the shirt on. Maybe just crack a smile for us. And he's thinking, I hope we don't play away too much this year because I'm not a fan. And I have to agree with him. Just looking at his face, I don't know. Is it? Maybe I've just got some sort of prejudicial vision of it. Is it my fit, me fit? What's the make of that?
Yeah, was it an in-house one? Me fit, I think it is.
Yeah, possibly. And it just
this is where Josh is bread and butter.
Yeah, exactly. This is where we need him. But no, like it just reminds me of the primary school days. You know, you've got to be logoed up, and this is just not. It's just not one of those shirts for me. I take on board the pattern, but it does nothing else. Just look how miserable he is in this picture.
Do you know what it probably was? I think Dave Whelan's probably told him for the 18th time how he nearly broke his leg. Oh, he broke his leg at Wembley.
One FA Cup game.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I'm just not a fan of it. I'm just really not a fan of it. I mean, I was delighted at the result in the cup final, but comment there referencing the big guys. I like the big guys. The big guys are there for a reason because they produce good shirts. And just for me, this isn't one of them. So yeah.
No, fair enough. Funny story about that. Well, I say funny. It's obviously subjective, isn't it? I remember going to watch this final, going out to watch it, and I was wearing sky blue, and I was like, "For fuck's sake," jinxed myself. But it didn't win, so maybe it was lucky home, and maybe I should wear sky blue all the time.
Not this weekend.
Not this weekend. No, not this weekend. Definitely not this weekend. I'll be wearing red, I think. Let's see if it has that effect on those Scousers. So there we go. It's the Wigan away shirt from 2013. They were lucky enough to beat Manchester City in the final, and they got relegated that same season. Absolute happiness down to heartache in that regards. There's that question. I think they say, would you rather win the FA Cup
or stay up?
What would you pick if you were Wigan or a Burnley or those smaller teams that struggle to stay in the Premier League? Which would you prefer? Would you rather keep your Premier League status or that more? You've won a trophy.
Well, they've not come back up, have they? Since. So, do you want that piece of history?
They're in League One now, aren't they? I think.
Yeah, do you want that piece of history, or do you want that Premier League status? For me personally, it's difficult, isn't it? People say it's easy for you to say you're a United fan, but I'd like that Premier League status. I think you'd want to play the bigger teams every week, personally. But
I'd have the cup.
Yeah.
That if you're not used to winning trophies.
Yeah, I guess so.
Imagine the next time United actually win a trophy. It's going to be like.
We'd
be relegated before actually win a trophy, though. So.
Well, when did they win the FA Cup?
2013, wasn't it? Yeah.
So I mean, it was some time ago. But you think like you've gone from that in 2013 to the LDV Vans or whatever, it's the St John's Trophy, and it's just
Papa John's, isn't it? I think. Well, they have just been promoted back to the Championships. You never know; they could be in the Premier League at the end of next season. But I agree with you, John. I think maybe it's an age thing. I don't know, but the FA Cup still is one of them trophies. I want United to do well in every single year. I just think being at Wembley, obviously, it takes away a little bit that semi-final Wembley now as well. You don't have that special day that like you used to, but yeah, winning the FA Cup alongside the league is probably one of my favourite things to do as a football fan. Not many teams can say they've done that. Us three, we've been lucky enough to see our team do it on several occasions. So yeah, I would definitely take a cup rather than stay in the Premier League. So there we go. Wigan coming 8th in our list, 18 points. And yeah, we'll move on to the next team coming 7th in the list. Beating Wigan by only 2 points. It's this year's FA Cup winners. It's Liverpool with their Nike effort from this season, the home shirt. Obviously, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I can be objective with the kits. I like this a lot more in person. My obviously father-in-law is a Liverpool fan. He's got this shirt. I didn't like it. I didn't like the orange when I've seen pictures of it. But up close, it actually works a lot better. So, not saying I'm a fan. It just looks better in person. That's what I will say. It was 6th in my list for that reason alone, just because there's some shirts I didn't like more, and I think it looks better in person. Sean, he had this 9th in his list. Not a fan of it at all. Yeah. Sean's not giving me any night out ratings as well this week, which is a shame because I think some of them would have been quite good. Big shout out to Andy's just come in again. He's saying the cup definitely agrees with myself and John. So that's you're outnumbered, James. Unfortunately,
yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So Sean had it 9th in his list. Josh had it 6th, so he was the same as me. Let's start with you, James. Yeah, again, another person who had it 6th on their list. Yeah, let us know what you think. The Liverpool home shirt that won the FA Cup this season.
Yeah, it's not like you said yourself, Aaron. It's not a terrible kit. Like I mentioned about the Chelsea kit, the logo, the badge in the same spots where I'd like them to be. The sponsor isn't sort of painful on the eyes. I just think there's probably better kits in this list. I think Liverpool have definitely had better kits as well. You think back, this could be arguably one of Liverpool's best teams, one of their best seasons. Will people look back on this and say that is a great kit to go along with the accolades? Probably not. It's just not a memorable kit. I know it's the new one from this season, but for me, I don't think it's going to be one of those that I really remember as that Liverpool kit and, to associate with that Liverpool team. So middle of the road again for me.
Yeah, and I think Nike they're steadily going down in terms of the quality. I think last year's kit they had was brilliant. The throwbacks with the sort of teal in there. Back to the 90s and stuff, the Adidas kits. This one, and then if you've seen next season's, it's basically, it just looks like the Chelsea one that we've seen earlier, but red. It's just a very basic sort of template for me. But no, it's. I agree with what you're saying. It's not a horrible kit, but it's not a great one either. John, we'll finish with you then. You had it 8th, so you had a little bit lower than myself and James. So is it just because it's Liverpool, or is it just the shirt's not that great?
It was obviously my instinct was to put them 10th, or 11th if I could. But no, it was like I said before. With teams that if you've just got one colour, it's always going to be hard to do anything different. So I think fair enough to Nike for trying something a bit different and trying to get a bit of design in there. But it is that orange. It looks like, I don't think I've seen it in person actually, but it looks like a real clash. I think if they had used that same design but had the detail in white, that could have looked really good rather than the orange. You think of I always think, to be fair, Liverpool have had some great kits back in the day. I hate to say it, but they have.
Yeah.
And they had a pinstripe one back when I think they had Crown Paints or something like that for And that's a really nice looking kit, that with a white pinstripe in it. So I think if they'd done something like that, I think it would have worked a lot better. But yeah, it's just doesn't look right, that colour to me.
No. Am I right in thinking they've had yellow on kits before as well?
I think they did a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah. Even yellow, but
something like that, I think. But,
yeah, or even going back to the teal would have looked a lot better, I think, as well.
Exactly.
Taking colours from the badge and stuff like that. But yeah, I agree with you, and keep it low because they could win the quad, and no one wants that, do they? Well, definitely not on this panel anyway. Score check on the game there, James. You look interested.
Currently 0-0. There was a stop in play for a cut on a Frankfurt player's head very early on, but still 0-0.
Still
back to the studio.
Alan came up saying he's not liking Rangers in all blue. Obviously, I'm not watching, so I don't know. But
yeah, blue shorts, shirt, and socks. To be honest, I'm not mad at it. Sort of like a white trim on the top of the socks for Rangers. Frankfurt in all white as well. So I sort of get what you're saying, but I think whether they would normally wear white socks or white shorts, and then because of the kit clash with Frankfurt, they've gone all blue. I don't know, but yeah.
I tell you what, you're not going to be Chris Kamara's replacement, are you?
I don't know, Jeff. Has there been a goal? I don't know.
That job's safe. All right, let's move on then. So let's go to number 6 on the list. 24 points overall. And I think we may be happy, we may not be happy with this one. It is. There's obviously the picture from this season. Tomiskas scoring that winning penalty. Anyway, it's Manchester United's away shirt from 2016. The 2-1 win over Palace in extra time. Jesse Lingard scoring that winner. to seal a victory at Wembley. Obviously, we all remember the Alan Pardew dance, something that Josh has done on this show, and James. Badly, I might add. Yeah, so there we go. It's the first season back with Adidas that United had after signing that 10-year deal. Let's just look through some of the scores of people aren't here. So Sean had it 10th. Doesn't surprise me at all. He's really trying hard to convince us that he's not a United fan.
Arrogant Stockport got promoted. So arrogant.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Josh had it 5th in his list. I had it 4th. United in white, for me, just works. If you believe the leaks, they're going to be wearing something very similar next season as well. And it does look really quite nice. So I'm a big fan, especially with the black shorts. Looks a lot better. We'll see the image of that a little later on. Let's start with you then, John. You had it 6th in your list. Tell us the reason why.
Yeah, I do really like this kit. Like you say, I was really looking forward to United going back to Adidas after, like the 80s and the early 90s kits, which were all absolute classics.
Yeah.
And I think I'm pretty sure they took inspiration from I think it's like 86, 87 kit, something like that. It's very similar to that. It is a nice kit, and I'm with you as well. United away should always be either white or blue, as far as I'm concerned. But I've been a little bit disappointed with Adidas overall, generally. But I think they've been a little bit stumped by the fact for most of the time they've had that horrendous Chevrolet sponsor, which has ruined so many kits. Yeah. And it's what could have been some classic kits as well. And this is it. If this imagine you had Sharp across there in black or in red, that would be a great kit. But it's a very nice kit ruined by that sponsor, like pretty much every United kit over the last 5 or 6 years.
I think before the birth of this show, Aaron was very excited about United going back to Adidas, and even just like the retro throwbacks that you see, some of the kits are really, really nice. But I tend to agree. I think we've missed the mark on some of them, I think, and perhaps not been.
They've done some really good away kits. I really liked the Zebra kit a couple of years ago, but even that one, it's still got a offensively bad Chevrolet code. And it would have been nice if they could have played around with the color of the Chevrolet, if they could have just had the text, or if they could have had that just as like one color of the cross thing. But ruined by that, I'm afraid. Having said that, a great final and a great goal from Lingard to win it.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy agrees with you there. Feel United would have done better with just a Chevrolet Texas sponsor. It's a great shirt, just that gold insignia sponsor ruins it. Absolutely agree. I think even you go back to Aeon, look brilliant on that. AIG would look better than that. Vodafone would look good on that. I think, like you say, John, every single kit Chevrolet run was ruined. I think it's a shame, really, that they decided to go with the big. But that's what they pay for, don't they? I guess that's what they want. They want everything shown on there and the advertisement that it brings being on Manchester United's kit. James, I think, where do you have this? You had 6 as well in your list, I believe. No, yeah.
Not 6. Was it 6?
Was it 6? Or
just had 6, haven't we, Liverpool?
I think I've wrote it down wrong, maybe. But
let's have a look. I'll get it on my phone. I don't think it scored super high for me, to be honest.
7th. You had it 7th. That's what.
Yeah, I like the kit, but it's again, I don't know. I get that it's white. I don't like the fact that the stripes on they stop partway down. Maybe it looks better with the sort of the emblem of the FA Cup on there as well. But don't like the fact that sort of stops. We've had better kits, I think, in the past. Not a huge fan of the collar on this one either. In terms of just how sort of the cut of that. I have to agree with the sponsor as well. I think the sponsor doesn't help at all. There's no real colour reference to the rest of the kit as well. So that's why for me it scored quite low. Yeah,
but like I say, with the black shorts, Yeah, really nice. I also remember about these first Adidas kits. Do you remember they had this sort of the ill-fated women's version that were cut out and had the big sort of cleavage part cut out. Funny story. I bought a United shirt online. It turned out to be one of them women's ones. Sad thing is, my cleavage looked fucking spectacular. So
it looked amazing.
Oh, honestly, I had glitter on there and everything. Looked beautiful.
Baby oil.
Oh well, don't go too far. But yeah, you know, James, you talk about the sort of retro range. Obviously, United have released some this week. We've seen sort of, I think, was it the 90 and 91? I think it is.
I think so. Sealer, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the goalkeeper one is brilliant. Yeah. And I think the sad thing is, obviously, for us being sort of shirt collectors, I bought the 92 away. When they redid that, brought that back out. That keeper shirt, £90. That's whether they know the worth of shirts. You know people are going to buy it. Shirt collectors are gonna get it. You just feel like they're just taking the piss out of fans now a little bit in terms of
the retro home one. I think McTominay was sort of wearing it. I think that's going for £80, and it's just a bit naughty, really.
If it was original, I'd pay. You'd look to pay £90, £80 maybe. Even then, I'd be gritting my teeth doing it. But for a remake, to pay that, it's bang out of order, John. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I do. Brings back painful memories every time I see that keeper kit as well, because I had it along with a load of other United kits that my mum gave to charity when I moved out. She just sort of you won't want that. Won't want that anymore. There we go. Get rid of those. So someone probably picked up an original version of that for £3 in Bernardo's somewhere, I expect.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of charity shops. It's not nice when you're on the wrong end of it, though, I guess.
No.
I know. Yeah.
I bet some of your shirts have been on them Twitter threads, when everyone shows the bargains they've got from charity shops.
I've probably sold my own shirts back for 20 times the price that they bought it for.
Some old days priced it up at £1.50.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. She only works 2 hours a week and she priced up Bloody hell, Gladys. Right, well, we'll move on. That is the Manchester United away shirt from 2016. Like I say, they won against Crystal Palace 2-1 in extra time. Matt scoring the first goal with Lingard scoring the winner. I actually went to the semi-final this season as well. Martial against Everton. That was a great game. We'll move on to the next team. It's Leicester coming 5th. 25 points, only beating United by 1 point. I'm very shocked. This is so high. I think it's a terrible, terrible shirt. I think I know the reason why it's got so high up. I put it 8th overall. Sean's put it 5th. Josh has put it 9th. John, let's start with you on this one. 7th for you. Tell us why you weren't such a fan of this, or why you were. I don't know. Tell us.
I mean, I like the colour. The colour's good. I like the sponsor as well. But that's about it. There's not much else to talk about, is it? It's an Adidas template. It's I'd love to be able to say more about it, but.
Don't you find it weird? The thing for me, the thing that got me about this is obviously there's many teams that wear sort of claret or that colour. Their shirts look nice. They've had some great ones with Kappa and stuff. They go into Castor, which if you've seen them leaks, don't look too great. You've got Burnley. You've got many teams that wear claret. Leicester in claret for me I can't warm to it at all. It doesn't look right. To see Leicester in that colour. I don't know if I've had it before. I couldn't tell you, but there's just something I look at it and I think that's not a Leicester shirt, and that's I think just the reason I can't seem to get my head around it.
I do think if you think of all the great claret kits, it's claret and blue, isn't it? The nice West Ham kits, the Villa kits, Burnley, whoever it is, claret and white. I just don't think works as well.
No, not at all. Also, as well, the stripes being there as well. Do you remember them popper pants in the 90s? Don't know why. They just look the exact same. Hopefully it's not Popper sides in the shirt. That'd be weird. James, the reason why I've come to you last. Tell us where you place this, mate.
I placed this first, didn't I? This one.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, and that's why I wanted you to tell everyone.
I'll show you my working. Don't worry.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
I think there's two main reasons for this. See, I don't mind the colour, and I think they've been quite brave with that colour choice to do it in one full block. Obviously, they take on both the claret and blue and that sort of thing. But for me, it's like, right, we need to design a kit. We want to do something a little bit different. But rather than going for some really crazy pattern or check or stripes or whatever, they've gone for a colour. And I think it works really well. I think, especially there, sort of in the live action shot, it looks really well. The other reason for it as well, just the story behind it, I think as well, given the circumstances behind the chairman at Leicester, the fact that I think this cup win sort of cemented them as that top 6 side, although I'm not too sure whether they're featuring this year. But for me, like the Premier League is like always a bit of a fluke, a bit of a, just a one-off season. And then winning this as well sort of cemented their place, I think, in sort of being a bigger team, if you like, in the Premier League. I really like it. I like the kit. I'm not, I do remember the Popper pants, but I'll forgive the stripes on the ribs. And yeah, I like it. I think they've gone, let's be a little bit brave, let's be a little bit different, but they've not gone, right, let's make it lime green. It almost looks like a goalkeeper kit, that colour, and I quite like it.
It does. I think you must be the first person to ever say someone having a claret kit is being brave as well. That's
well, to me,
all the colours to be brave. Claret doesn't spring.
Is
to
it
mind.
officially claret? It looks.
It's either claret or maroon, and you don't want either, do you? Let's be honest.
I like it. I like it.
Well, that's the reason why we do what we do. We rank stuff differently. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just it's interesting when I saw the scores come through that you'd put it number 1. That was what shocked me, but that's.
I guarantee Sean's wearing this on a night out.
Oh, he would wear it on a night out, 100%.
100%.
He would.
He'd wear it out Thailand with I don't know, lady boys and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what else he'd be doing, but
he probably would him. That's the thing. just for a story, not for doing anything, just for a story, innit? That's what he likes. Swiftly moving on then. So yeah, there we go. 5th on the list, the Leicester 3rd shirt, I believe it was. Yeah, from 2021, 25 points overall. After they beat Chelsea 1-0, Yuri Tiemann scoring the goal to secure their FA Cup win. Let's move on to number 4 on the list, scoring 32 points. So we get a little bit of a jump now in terms of where these shirts have all ranked from each individual. And it's the Arsenal home shirt from the 2020 win. As you may remember, you may not remember, they beat Chelsea 2-1 in Wembley. Chelsea, by the way, the most featured losing finalist in this list. I believe, have they featured? Let's see how many times they've featured. 1, 2, 3. Three times in the list Chelsea featured as a losing finalist. So yeah, I had it second on my list. Just because Arsenal are just Adidas' little love child, aren't they? They just absolutely love him. That pattern is, it's stunning. I wish they would do something similar to United. They don't seem to get it. The sponsor looks great. The badge is the badge. I wish they go back to the sort of old badge. It is what it is. And yeah, I think out of the kits that are on show, it's the second best for me. Sean had this 7th overall, and Josh put it 4th in his list. Let's go with you, James. You had this down in 8th overall.
Yeah, it's not quite Leicester, is it?
No, it's definitely not. You're right. It's definitely not.
No, it's all right. It's I don't know. Do you like that pattern on the fit? I quite like I like these sleeves.
Absolutely love it.
I like the finish on the sleeves. I quite like the collar as well, but I don't like that pattern.
So you talk about being brave. That's being brave, not having a maroon kit, James.
Yeah, but see, you can overdo it sometimes. I'm not too sure. Is that like a throwback? Is that like a retro nod? I don't know what that is, but
I mean, it looks like an 80s Adidas pattern to me. I don't know the details of the shirt. Again, why is Josh not here? You know what I mean? But no, I think it's a lovely shirt.
That's another thing as well. That I'm not a fan of that on the back.
I like that.
I don't know what font that is, but it's not one you'd use as a letterhead, is it?
Do you remember them stencils in school used to have? You used to always do in Old
it's
English.
Like
you used to do everything.
That.
You'd write your name on your maths book in Old English. Anything you could write. You were writing in
that name set. That name set is not for me as well.
I'm a fan. I like it. I think it was panned a little bit by fans, but I like it. I'm a fan. John, you seem to agree with me because you also put this second in your list.
Yeah.
Tell everyone why it's a great kit and why James is wrong.
Yeah, I love that name set. First of all, completely agree. It's a bit different, isn't it? But the shirt in general was a bit different. You're entirely right about Arsenal being, well, they are Adidas's favourite child, aren't they? By some distance, I think every single kit that they produced for them this time round has been an absolute stunner. Especially like this season's away kit, that was absolutely beautiful. I'd love that to have been a United shirt, but it's not as brave as having a plain maroon kit. I'll give you that. But, it is. They've done something different. I think Arsenal. They went through some pretty bad kits with Puma.
Yeah,
they had some quite nice kits with Nike, and then when they came to Adidas, it just went by far the best in the Premier League every season, some distance. And this one for me is the best of that. And they continued the pattern around the back as well. What you quite often see with Adidas kits is they only put the pattern on the front, and you go around the back, and it's just plain. But it's carried on around the back there as well. So it's just very, very well done, I'd say. And I do like that name.
Totally agree. You just reminded me. I think it was the United one from like 16-17, the black one that had the sort of 92 pattern on it, and that stopped around the back, which was
right.
really nice. Answer to your question, James, from Andy. He said it's from the early 90s Adidas. I think Ireland's Italian 90 had the pattern, but done much better as well. Cheers, Andy. That's thank you for coming in. And HA Design and Prints giving us the hands up. I don't know what for, but thank you anyway, regardless. Raising the roof. I think you're wrong, James. We are right. This shirt is great. It looks great on. Obviously, he's no longer at the club, but from obviously that final scoring a goal.
Look, even his hairline don't want to be near that kit. Look.
Well, you could say that about every single kit, couldn't you? Do you remember them pictures when he came back from lockdown and his hair was all over the gaff? Like you could tell.
Yeah,
he'd not been near a barber. But he's scoring goals for Barca. So who won out of that? I'd probably say Aubameyang. So there we go. Number 4 on the list is the 19-20 home shirt from Arsenal from Adidas, which had a total of 32 points overall from their final that they beat Chelsea 2-1 at Wembley. There's people in the background there, but it was when there was no fans, weren't they? So I don't know if they had just officials from Chelsea in the crowd. We'll move on to number 3 in our list. I think this is the fashionable choice for everyone, the hipster's choice of a shirt. Coming third with 37 points overall, the Pompey home shirt from the 2008 final, the 1-0 win over Cardiff. Harry Redknapp's team securing that FA Cup triumph, cheating their way there against Manchester United. But we won't mention that. That's all. Canterbury, don't normally see that. I know Sean.
Yeah.
Sean loved that, and it shows in his scores, having it second overall. I had it one place lower in third. I like it. I'm a big fan. Josh agreed with me, also having it third on his list. John, let's start with you, because you had it 5th, so kind of middle of the road for you. So Canterbury on a football shirt, does it look right? And did he do a good job with this shirt for Portsmouth?
Yeah, it's obviously you normally associate that with a rugby team, and they did have the painful memories of them robbing us of another treble that year.
Yeah.
But it is not. I do like the colour combination of the blue and the gold. In actual fact, when I was first ranking these, I had this one, I think, in second or third. But when it just looks a bit odd around the collar where you've got all that nice gold trim and everything, and then you've got that white. I don't know what they're doing with that, but then if you look at the back, it just looks completely wrong because it's got that white collar and then the gold bit below, and it looks like it just couldn't decide what to do with that, whether to make it gold or white, so they just chucked it both on there, and it just doesn't work for me. It ruins it. But still, it is a very good looking kit, and it is a good color combination.
Yeah,
you don't see enough gold on football kits, do you? So anywhere where you get a bit of gold on is a good thing.
No, Leicester tried bringing that back a little bit, didn't they? Especially after the league win, back when they won the league.
Funnily enough, Rangers all in blue tonight. I thought it was gold, but it's actually yellow on the back on their names. Doesn't look as good as the gold, to be honest.
No, yeah, I was gonna say I like the fact that they've gone with the gold name set on that one. I'm gonna put out my favourite Premier League lettering as well and numbering. I think it was a good one, that one. Better than the ones we got now, and better than the first one that they had.
What about the Newcastle with the blue? Was you a fan of that? I quite liked it personally.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I like that. But they only let you have four colours you can have now? White, black, red, and blue. I think, is it?
Oh, is it?
I think so. I think you can only have a certain amount of numbers. Because United's, you talking about was it this last season or this season? This season's away shirt is the first time United have ever had red lettering and numbering on a shirt. They've never had it before. But yeah, I think Andy's happy with this choice. Oh yes, I think a beauty. I know he tweeted today saying he hopes it was in the list. I tried to play it off like, oh, I hope maybe it could be, might not. He said it's Pompey's best shirt in the last 20 years. I think it was only us and Deportivo who had this shirt design. Oh, that's.
Were they? Are they Canterbury as well then? Deportivo, you wouldn't have thought of that, would you?
Probably would have been if they had that design. Yeah, I have to look at that. I didn't know. Just think of Deportivo. I always think of Dushare in it, the one who did Beckham's
Breaking Beck's.
Yeah. But no, so there we go. It's Pompey's shirt. Let's go with you, James.
Yeah.
Overall, you had it fourth on your list.
Yeah, the colours, like it, big fan. Canterbury, like they make you thinking, oh my god, it is rugby. And I think that collar has got sort of a little nod, a little doff of the cap to sort of rugby with that. Sort of almost looks like you could pop that out and on there. But no, it's nice. I'm not too sure what the circular dots are along the rib cage and on the sleeves. I don't know if that's some sort of sports science technology. Breathable sort of whatever, but I like it. I'm a fan. I think the gold complements it really well on the front, and obviously with the lettering on the back as well, just adds to it. So it's so good there that the Cardiff player's trying to take it off Carnew's back. So yeah, no, I'm a fan of this one.
Beat me to it, you bastards. Just bear with me a second. Andy sent me a picture. It must be a picture of the Deportivo. Oh yes, I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
It's coming up quite well. Yeah.
So it's similar, but it's got the Canterbury and the badge centralised, James. Yeah, which scores it down for you, is it? I guess.
They'll score it down. You know, these things the badge should always be over the heart. I think if you're playing for the badge. Okay, interesting. Didn't know that.
That's a nice shirt. Nice shirt. So yeah, I don't like that Cardiff shirt. That proper mid-90s.
No, we deserve to lose in that. Even the goalkeeper kit looks bad.
Yeah. Oversized as well. It was in that weird period where people were starting to get a little bit more skin tight, but then you'd see the keepers still getting those baggy jerseys out. Definitely. So there we go. Pompey's shirt coming third in our list. FA Cup winners. I think, great moment for Pompey, and I think their fans would say they're glad they got the win, even though they're League One as well now. I think they are.
Yeah. So again, Pompey fans. I mean, are we still saying FA Cup or surviving relegation? I mean, come on.
Andy, let us know what you prefer. Obviously, your team are
well, he said cup. He said cup before.
Oh, so. He did. Yeah, he did. He'd say you'd have the cup. Yeah.
Would you not want to play the top teams every weekend? I don't know.
But then they got to play in Europe, didn't they? And I'm pretty sure they went on a decent European run the next year. And they got some pretty big teams as well, I think.
Yeah. And was that the start of the end? That was when they had like Suleiman Tari, but then he went to Inter Milan and players started to leave, didn't they? Was it like Benjani went to City and stuff like that? Or I could be wrong. I could be getting my dates mixed up, but it seems like that was the start of the end for them in the top flight.
Maybe you're right, yeah. But who knows? Anyway, Portsmouth, 2008, 1-0 win at Wembley against Cardiff, securing them the FA Cup. Comes third in our list with 37 points. So we are down to the final two. We know the two that they are, so we'll move on and we'll get number 2 out. It came with 42 points overall. So what a great score that is for number 2. 8 points away from a full house. So it's obviously a shirt that was rated, and it is so one for the Manchester United fans in the house. It's Everton 94-95 home shirt. Obviously winning the FA Cup against Manchester United at Wembley in 1995. Like John mentioned earlier, it was double heartbreak for United after sort of losing the league on the final day of that season as well. Paul Rideout's deflected a shot into the goal to win the game for the team from Liverpool. 5th overall for me. Probably might get a bit pelted at that. It's just a middle of the road Everton shirt. There's nothing great in it for me on that one, I'm afraid. So that's why I put it 5th. Sean, I want you to try and guess where Sean put this.
I think he put it. I bet it's in his top 5.
Top 5. Are you going to pinpoint a number for me?
I'm trying to think what he's already said. Has he put this number 1?
He's put it number 1. This is his favourite shirt. Can you see a theme this week with Sean? Stockport have been promoted, and every shirt pretty much in his top 5 is a blue shirt.
It's a shame Sean's not with us because his stepdad was a big Everton fan at the time, so I don't know if that's got some correlation. I don't know, and he probably had some mad story about it, but I don't know.
So every shirt from 1 to 4 is blue, and then 5th was Leicester, who play in blue.
It's like a Dulux colour chart as it just goes to red.
Pretty much. So that tells its own story, obviously. Josh, did I say Josh? Josh had it 2nd in his list. We'll go with you, John, on this one. You got it 3rd overall in your list. So tell us, what your thinking was behind putting it in that position.
Yeah, so you're definitely right. It's not the most imaginative shirt ever, but I think you can't really go wrong with 90s Umbro, can you? And that sponsor as well. I think some teams have got iconic sponsors, and I think for Everton, the NEC sponsor is really their sort of iconic sponsor. Although I think they used to have like an italic sort of write-in version of it, which I think is probably the more classic look. But it is, without being mind-blowing, it is still a real great example of 90s Umbro for me. It's just a shame that we're so lucky on the day. And it was a very painful week, obviously, after that 1-1 draw with West Ham the week before, where the keeper had the game of his life. And to go on and lose this one as well. Not a good day. But what Umbro, I think, did well around that time is, as you can see there, you zoomed in a bit, they had the patterns in the background, and you can see there, obviously, they've got the crest in the background there as well, which is a nice touch, I think. Yeah.
Not better than United's with at Old Trafford, and that was the best one. The best one by far. So James, 2nd as well for you, same as Josh.
Yeah.
The reasons behind scoring it so high for you?
I really like it. I mentioned obviously the pattern that was in there, very Umbro at the time. I'm loving the name set on there, but even the badge with the sort of the shield round it sort of makes it really crisp. I'm sure there was. Did we do an episode recently where that might have been on like a Liverpool shirt even at the time, sort of a throwback. and just looks really well. Just sets it off nicely. You do see it these days, and I probably don't like it on the more modern shirts, but I really like it on this. Yeah, I think John said it best when he said Umbro sort of 90s. This was sort of peak Umbro, wasn't it? Quite like the sleeves on this as well, with the white line there. So no, yeah, second for me, and I'm glad to see everyone else finally agrees with me on a shirt this week.
Yeah, you finally got one in the right position. You may have seen it before, James, obviously sending out the shirts to everyone. Don't even know who he is. Sean's one comment about this photo, John, was
yeah, I remember that.
Steve Bennett, linesman there. Anyone notice? No, I absolutely did not. Did not have a clue that Steve Bennett was the bloody linesman, Sean. I don't look. I'm not looking at that, am I? That's not what I'm looking at. I'm rating the kit, sir. Full kit rankers. That's what we're doing. So yeah, typical Sean finding. I've got to say greatness in photos, but it's Steve Bennett. No one cares. Really.
What's Bruce wearing there? Is it Arrow?
I think it's Mitre.
Yeah.
Oh, Mitre. Right,
apparently Tyrone Mings has become the ambassador for Mitre. Does that mean he's bringing Mitre boots back? I don't know, or what.
Well, what else could he wear?
Well, he's wearing Nike at the moment, so I don't know. But
no, I'm just thinking, what else could, unless it was boots, what? Unless he's knocking a football about with him everywhere he goes. But
shin pads, maybe, I don't know, or jock straps, Mitre jock straps. I don't know.
It's good though. It's good that like that's what you'd want to do, is like be the first to bring something back, I think, and be like a front runner in it. But
yeah, that's true.
Good on him, I guess.
Mitre Ultimax, best football that ever existed as well, by the way.
So.
I have to say.
We all agree.
I have to say. Also, a quick one. Those socks, love them. The Everton socks, the black and blue stripes. I have to say
that is old school, isn't it?
Very Inter-esque there, but obviously matches on the shorts. Obviously, they got the black and the blue on there on the side. It's a nice kit. Shame it's reminiscent. Oh, reminds us of the final there that we lost back in 1995. Everton, the last trophy they won, the FA Cup at Wembley in 1995, beating Manchester United 1-0. Coming second in our list with 42 points overall. It means we've got one kit left. Deserving winner in my eyes, I think. The panel seemed to have agreed, and it is this one from 1991. It's the Tottenham Hotspur home shirt, total of 43 points. So only winning by 1 point, but 7 away from a full house. So it's great going when you get a score that's down to single figures, I think, in terms of a full house. I had it number 1. It's the best shirt of the bunch, I have to say. It's, again, as you said about Umbro shirts, perfectly 90s Umbro. Josh agreed with me having it at number 1. Sean only had this in 6 because it's got blue on it, but it's not a blue shirt, so that's probably why it's down in 6 with him. James, you had it a little lower than myself, and Josh, you had it 3rd overall. Tell us what you're thinking of this shirt for Tottenham.
Is that me? Sorry,
James. Yeah, you had it 3rd.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I like it. Holston or Holston Pills is. I think we mentioned NEC for Everton. I think this is very much a Spurs sponsor. Umbro. This is like the old school Umbro as well, isn't it? That sort of
a tight diamond. It looks like
tight diamond. There we go. A fan of this Spurs logo as well, and then the THFC on the sort of on the collar is that a nice touch. The name type, which we'll come on to in the back, is very, very sort of. It's just great. It's just really nice. No, I'm just a big fan of this. I'm not mad at all at this. Beat my Leicester shirt to number 1, to be honest. And as far as retro kits goes, it's got to be up there as one of the best ones. Like the Umbro number in there is great. So yeah, no, big fan of this one.
Yeah, obviously people that know are regular listeners. The person who created the Talking Kit theme, Tom, is a Spurs fan. He'll be very happy watching this. Knowing his team have come out on top. So yeah, it was a 2-1 win against Forest in 91 down at Wembley for Spurs. Obviously famous for Gaza breaking his leg in that game, which a lot of people cite as a reason why he may not have hit the heights that they all expected in terms of his career. But yeah, John, you had it number 1 as well in your list. It's just the best shirt we had to offer, isn't it, mate? Pretty much.
By a distance. Yeah, all the exact reasons that James just gave there, which makes it even more criminal that you didn't have it as first. But in particular, I really like that collar with the little. This is the thing. There's quite a few nice little details on it. The little THFC there, and that. If you look at the collar there, where you've got that sort of stripy inside bit there as well. I really like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Holston, despite it being an absolutely disgusting beer, is one of those sort of godlike sponsors. I think anytime you've got a beer sponsor, that automatically makes it a great shirt. But then that number on the back as well. I mean, that is just pure 90s nostalgia, that number with the little diamond cut out in it as well. Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's a great shirt.
Absolutely. There we go. In the final, Gary Lineker sporting the kit. We had a comment from Andy again. He's saying it's classic Spurs. I remember when it came out with the long shorts as well. Don't know if Gary Lineker's massive there, but them shorts don't look that long on him. But I don't know. They look good. It looks good anyway.
Is that pre or post shitting himself? Playing
I think it's.
I think it's pre. That's 92, wasn't it? I think.
Oh, was it?
You need the long shorts after that.
Yeah.
They're the right colour at least. Dark. You don't want white shorts, do you? That's just going to be an absolute nightmare. So there we go. Number 1 on our list this week on Full Kit Rankers. It's the Tottenham Hotspur FA Cup winning shirt from 1991. Like we say, beating Forest. Des Walker putting in a nice challenge against Gary Lineker. Roy Keane in the background. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Look at young Roy Keane there. Oh, lovely stuff.
Look at the ref, not in the best position. The ref is having to crane round.
Yeah. Is anyone else looking for Steve Bennett anywhere? So there we go. That is our number 1 shirt for this week in FA Cup winners. Coming number 1 with 43 points overall, Tottenham Hotspur winning. That is it for this week's episode. John, it's been a pleasure, mate, having you back on. Glad you've agreed to come on for another episode. It's been great having you.
Yeah, it's been good to be back. Thanks very much. Really enjoyed it again.
Anytime, mate. So where can people find you? And yeah, what do you go up to on the socials in terms of kits?
Yeah, so Twitter mostly, doing _kits. Just either buying and selling or sharing my collection. I'm just currently putting together my new list of collecting goals. Actually, funnily enough, we mentioned the beer sponsors there because I'm looking to get as many beer sponsor shirts as possible.
Oh, nice.
I've got some Lowen Brows and some Punty Gamers and some
Chang beer. Chang beer.
Yeah.
Does that mean you have to buy Liverpool shirts then? Oh.
Definitely not. No Carlsberg, unless it's on a Copenhagen shirt.
Yeah, Carlsberg, Copenhagen. That's all you need. That's all. It's definitely not.
It's Carlsberg anyway. Football kit collection.
On there.
That's great. Make sure you're checking him out and following John. And obviously, people don't know, but I think we're taking a break for the summer to talk Full Kit Rankers. But it'd be great to have you on in season or series 2, mate. If you're happy to come on and talk more kit with us, it'd be great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. James, pleasure as always. It's been fun.
Yes, it's been great, hasn't it? It's been nice. What we're plugging, Aaron, I guess the show, and obviously any ideas for shows moving forward. You've mentioned the fact that Full Kit Rankers taking a little bit of a break just in the off season. It's like I'm talking about hockey there, saying that, but yeah, ideas for shows. We're up for ideas, and let everyone know. Yeah,
so like I say, so over the summer we'll be taking a little bit of a break. I think we've got 3 shows left after this. I think the 8th of June is going to be our final show, which will be sort of a best of the sort of series we've had so far. 10 shirts from the last 20 shows. So that would be great. So yeah, we'll be doing more of the main pod. It is going to come back for those that do like the main pod. We are going to be recording one very, very soon. It's all about celebrities in football. So if you have any stories about meeting celebrities, seeing celebrities at football, anything funny, let us know. Get involved. DM us at Talking Kit on everything. Email us talkingkit@gmail.com. Or yeah, just not one in the comments of any video, and we will get to it most definitely. But yeah, just keep getting involved in the channel. It's great to talk to like-minded kit fans similar to us. Subscribe to the channel. Like I say, we're close to 200. Hopefully we can get there soon and then move on to the next milestone, because that's what we want. Like the video, share the video, get involved in any way you wish. It's always appreciated, most definitely. But yeah, we will see you next Wednesday, where we'll be ranking more kits. And as always, just keep talking kit.